right, guys, today's going to be pretty quick and easy. I only had on a 30-minute break. I actually got on my break a little late, and I still have to find a desk, turn on my computer, pull up ThinkOrSwim, log in. I'm on a hotspot. So for those of you that have a full-time job, I'm really focusing on talking to you right now, or maybe you have a very busy schedule. I can sometimes only trade 15 minutes a day during the summer right now. So I had a few minutes. I want you to see what I pull up on my screen. This, I always keep up. I have this and my trading monitor or trading screen. So I first really quick pull this up. These are 12 tickers that I normally trade or that I watch. And I just wanted to real quick see on these 5-minute charts, which one has some price action that I want to trade. And if you've watched my videos enough, you know I trade off a 1-minute chart. I trade pullbacks, either long or short, bouncing off the 9 EMA. So right here, I had to just act so fast. I made such good money 2 days ago on Palantir earnings. I decided that it would probably have continuation. I actually did $125 on Palantir yesterday, and I had no time to make a video, so I didn't get to show you that. But today I want to show you the price action and how I got in so fast and what I looked at and how I was able to capture $109 today in less than 10 minutes. Because you guys, if you have a full-time job, devote 10 or 15 minutes a day. Once you get good at reading price action, then you can just do it for 10 or 15 minutes a day. But when I first started, I had to do this. I was doing this 12 hours a day from the time pre-market opened till the market closed and even after hours. But once you get really good at reading price action, you could do it in just a few minutes a day. If all the stars align, which for Palantir, the stars aligned for me. So today, I knew I probably wouldn't do as good as yesterday in such a short amount of time, but I chose that. So let me get rid of this. This is 5-minute tickers, all the stocks I watch with their news underneath. So if I only have a few seconds to look at it, at least I can pick something that possibly is moving the way I like. So let me get rid of that. Here's what it was. I happened to get in. We break at 10 from 10 to 10:30, but by the time I sit down, get my computer up and get situated, we were about right here. We actually went early on break. We did quarter to 10 till 10:15. So by the time I got the computer on, we were right about right here. I knew I wanted to trade this. So right here, it was so perfect. The 9 was crossing over the 21 and coming down, which most likely means, of course, price is going to come down. I don't mind shorting at all. Now, you could have taken this long in here, bouncing off the 9 EMA, and every time it hits, you go long, it pulls back. You could either short coming back or just take it long. Now, right here's where I started watching, and all I noticed right here is I want you to notice this. This is really important. This was perfect setup for me today. Right here, instead of coming down and pulling back to the 9, we were going sideways. We were consolidating sideways. We were hugging the VWAP. 9 had already crossed over the 21. So I'm feeling very confident that we're going to go south and we're going to go short on this. The problem is I have to wait for it to decide because it's hugging that VWAP. It could technically still go up if enough buyers step in. And you see right here, there were buyers that stepped in right in here. So I got in right on this candle, and that is right here. And I'm going to show you, this was so slight what I saw. And I just jumped in. I had no time. I had to make a decision. Even though you see, look at this, all these buyers are going way to the top and volume is shooting up. The sellers came down right here, but that little tiny bit of sellers pushing up higher than the previous volume bar, that alone was the reason why I went short. I know that seems weird, but in the moment, it was a struggle in here. And the sellers had slightly picked up from the previous volume bar. It is very slight, but I've been doing this now for so long that was all I needed to get in, and I shorted right here. So I got in here 50 shares, and then right over here, I started doubling down and just started adding to it as it came down. And then I'd get out and add in again, get out. So I was just scaling in and out and taking it short. I didn't know if it was going to pull back because look right here, you see buyers stepping up. So I just started taking small scalps. And even though it was going in my direction, as it would pull up, I'd get out and then I'd go back down again. And of course, I should have just stayed in it. I would have captured a lot more. But because those buyers it was a struggle. Buyers were really trying to keep this up. And I know what they're doing. They're trying to keep it up above probably this 162.50 area, 162-ish, right in this area. This is the 160 is going to be a strong hold right now, I think, for at least the next few days for Palantir. And look where it ended today. We're at 157, kind of that 160 area. I mean, now I'm thinking tomorrow we might even get down to the 155s and maybe even 150, which I trade Palantir almost every day and I own a ton of it. I know the 150s is a real tough area. So we may be heading down there. So anyways, all I did was take this down. I stopped right here. It pulls back. I wait for it to pull back and hug this 9 EMA. And then I get right back in here. And I got in knowing I was actually worried that this was going to be a floor right here, some support. And I thought we were possibly going to shoot back up towards the VWAP. So I was really careful, but once I saw a doji candle here and I saw sellers really stepping up and buyers dumping down and volume was coming down, that's when I went ahead and got in here. And literally I was out of time. It was 10:02. I had to be done. So I just took one more quick scalp right here and I was done. I think that was a total of about 7 minutes. And I did $109. And I wish I could have kept going. I was shutting down the computer going, oh God, look at this. So sweet. But that was it. 109.02. I just want you guys to know that if you have a full-time job, figure it out. When I first started, I had to do 14-hour days, 12-hour days, just trading, just to learn this. I blew through a lot of money. I tried every strategy out there, and I've just gotten to the point where trading off the 9, doing pullbacks, is so simple. It's about all I can do when I'm working full time and I've just got a short break. I can't wait for setups. And there's always something that's either going short and bouncing off the 9 or going long. It's just the simplest thing I can do. And then you guys, you just want to make sure you get something that has really good volume and that also it has low spread. The spread is really important to me. Now, you might think a high spread is okay. I can't do AMD and MU when I only have a few minutes because I don't have any time to waste. And you guys, if this would have been red trades, if I would have been red, I would have had a red day. I didn't have any time to make up for this. All right, so that's it. I'm sorry that I couldn't share yesterday's. The days I'm working are just too long, but I really felt you needed to see this, especially if you can make $100 a day in 7 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes. It's doable. You just got to figure it out. Okay, and I'll keep going along with this as I can capture it and show you guys each day. I'll just keep trying. All right, guys, let me know how you traded today. I would really like to know. And let me know if any of you traded AMD earnings yesterday. I didn't even get a chance to look at it. I think I saw that it dumped. So let me know if anyone traded that. Okay, thanks, guys. Bye.